What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Welcome Week 14 Fantasy Football, where we're talking about our quick and dirty top 30 running backs for Week 14. The weekend is right around the corner. We have some difficult decisions to make here at the running back position. That's what we're going to try to help out with today. Now, just a reminder, looking for more detailed information, that's on the start sit videos. This is just a quick rundown 1 through 30, and also the Thursday night game is over, so don't be looking for any of those names on this list. We're trying to help make the decisions, for the games the rest of the week. Make them a little bit easier. Get those lineups set so we can actually kind of, release sphincter, relax a little bit before we go into our matchups on Sunday, Monday. So now, without any more time taken up, let's get into some running backs for Week 14. All right, number one, is it any surprise, really? It's Christian McCaffrey, Carolina Panthers, going up against the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, the guy had a down week, Christian McCaffrey-esque last week, but he is still the best option in fantasy football. Got him at number one. Number two, is this a surprise? Probably not. Derrick Henry has been on an absolute tear as of late, and I expect a little bit more of the same this week going up against the Oakland Raiders. Got him at number two. Number three, Leonard Fournette. Volume. This guy is catching balls out of the backfield and has over 200 carries already on the season. The volume's going to be there once again in a matchup going up against the Chargers. Love Leonard Fournette. Got him at running back 3. Number 4, Nick Chubb, Cleveland Browns, and he's got a great matchup going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, and another matchup where I see him getting right around 20 touches, 20 to 22 touches this week. If he can fall into the end zone, he's going to be a top 5 option for you. Got him at number 4. Number 5, a guy who's disappointed a lot as of late, and that's Aaron Jones. A lot of people don't trust him at all, and I understand that. But this is a very, very good matchup for him going up against the Washington Redskins. I expect the Packers to have a first half lead and run the ball a lot in the second half. I have Aaron Jones at running back 5. Number 6, Le'Veon Bell, New York Jets, going up against the Dolphins. Another opportunity for him to put together another solid fantasy day. I know he's let a lot of people down because he's not putting together huge numbers. However, he's a fringe RB1 here overall for the season, and I expect the same again this week in a great matchup. Got Le'Veon Bell at number 6. Number 7, Alvin Kamara. He's not putting up huge numbers. The issue there is he's just not finding the end zone like he had in the past. Is this the week that it happens? It's possible. Difficult matchup going up against San Francisco, but the pass catching volume keeps him there inside the top 10, right now at number 7. Number 8, Melvin Gordon. I may have him a lot higher than a lot of other people do, but it's a great matchup going up against Jacksonville, which is one of the worst rush defenses in all of football, and Melvin Gordon's usage has been through the roof here over the past few weeks, ever since Anthony Lynn took over play calling duties. I have Melvin Gordon at number 8. Number 9, Saquon Barkley should be the happiest guy in the room that Eli Manning is back under center. Why? Because he'll check down to him all game long. Where has Barkley really lost a lot of value? It's in the pass-catching game this year. I expect that to kind of return this week. Got Barkley at number 9, but there's a chance that he moves up a spot or two before the weekend. Number 10, Dalvin Cook, and I hate to put him this low in such a great matchup going up against the Detroit Lions, one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. The problem is, I don't expect Dalvin Cook to be out there for a full workload. We may only see one half of Dalvin Cook. If the Vikings can go out and get a lead, we may see a lot more Alexander Mattison in this game just to keep Dalvin Cook healthy. That's something that I'm worried about. It's the reason why I've dropped him down a few spots. Love the talent, love the upside. I would never sit him here this week, but I'm just worried that his usage may be down a little bit here in Week 14. Number 11, Mark Ingram, Baltimore Ravens. We know Baltimore can run on anybody, and it's a lot easier to run on Buffalo than it is to throw on them. I expect a heavy dose of Mark Ingram on the ground, and the touchdown upside is there on any given week. Got him at running back 11. Number 12, Josh Jacobs, Oakland Raiders, going up against the Tennessee Titans, which is a difficult run defense, but typically I would have Josh Jacobs a little bit higher. But news has come out here recently that he's playing with a fractured shoulder, and that has me somewhat worried a little bit. Maybe he's a little bit more at risk than some of the other names ahead of him here on this list. Have him drop down a few spots, but he's still inside the top tier running backs at running back 12. Number 13, Phillip Lindsay, Denver Broncos. Great matchup going up against the Houston Texans. I talked about it in my start-sit video. The guy is on the verge of a breakout game, and it could happen this week. I have him a lot higher than a lot of other people do. Got Phillip Lindsay at 13. 14, another name that I have a lot higher than the consensus does right now, and I really don't understand why. Devontae Freeman. Yeah, no, he's not the running back 1 that he used to be, but he wasn't drafted as a running back 1. He's been a solid running back 2 in almost every game that he's played this year, and now he goes up against the Carolina Panthers, who give up rushing points in bunches to opposing running backs. I got Devontae Freeman inside the top 15 at running back 14. Number 15, Todd Gurley, Los Angeles Rams. Difficult matchup going up against the Seahawks, but the volume has finally returned for Todd Gurley. I really don't know why they waited so long. They basically waited till they were almost eliminated from the playoffs before starting to give this guy over 20 touches a week, but the volume has come back, and he's still right there as a mid-running back 2 at running back 15. Number 16, his opponent in that game, it's Chris Carson, Seattle Seahawks, going up against the Rams, and apparently the Seahawks do not care if Chris Carson fumbles the football because he's still going to come out and get over 20 touches a week. We know they're a run-first team in Seattle, and I expect a little bit more of the same this week. Got Chris Carson, number 16. 17 is James White, New England Patriots. Difficult matchup going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who have a great secondary. Right now, Tom Brady doesn't trust his receiving weapons, and they just can't get on the same page together. I expect a lot of Edelman and a lot of James White, kind of similar to what we saw last week and all of last season. Have James White at number 17. 18, Devin Singletary, Buffalo Bills, going up against the Baltimore Ravens defense, who we just saw last week that Raheem, not quite a must-start. Mostert had a pretty decent game against. Now, Devin Singletary, another one of those speedy backs out of the backfield that could break a big play, one of the league leaders in breakaway runs of 15 yards or more. That could happen again this week. Got him right there as a mid-running back 2 at running back 18. Number 19, it's Austin Eckler, Los Angeles Chargers, and they're going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I talked about this when we talked about Melvin Gordon. The usage is going to be there. Anthony Lynn calling plays is going to involve his running backs a lot. It makes Eckler a safe play, especially in PPR leagues, right now at running back 19. Number 20, Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals. Not a difficult matchup going up against Cleveland this week, and he's been pretty inefficient for a majority of the season, especially with Andy Dalton under center. One thing that they do have going for them, they get John Ross back. That gives them John Ross, Tyler Boyd, and Auden Tate on the outside. Hopefully, if they can open up the passing game, it'll open up some running lanes for Joe Mixon. He's right now my running back 20. 21 is his opponent in that game, Kareem Hunt, Cleveland Browns, and he's basically just a safe running back 2 at this point. And every time he scores a touchdown, he kind of goes into that low-end running back 1, high-end running back 2 status. He is a very safe play at this time. He's not seeing huge volume, which really kind of limits his ceiling on a weekly basis, but he's a safe play in PPR leagues. He's right around that 10 points a week, and it's just someone you can throw into your flex spot and not worry about. Got him at 21. 22, Miles Sanders, Philadelphia Eagles. Great matchup going up against the Giants, but the problem is technically, as of right now, at the time of this recording, Jordan Howard has not been ruled out as of yet. Now, no, he's still not, getting contact in practice, and it looks like he's going to sit. However, with him not being ruled out yet, I got Miles Sanders back a few spots in 22. If Jordan Howard is, deemed out here at any point, Miles Sanders is going to move up right there in that 17 range for the week, but right now got him at running back 22. 23 is Jamal Williams here, Green Bay Packers. I mentioned it with Aaron Jones. I expect the Packers to have a lead in this game and rely on both of their running backs heavily this week. Jamal Williams may not quite see the work on the ground that an Aaron Jones does, but he's involved more in the passing game, and it gives him that safer floor as a low-end running back 2. Got him at number 23. Number 24, Darius Geis going up against those Green Bay Packers, who are a lot easier to run on than throw on. And Darius Geis has proven here as of late that he's very, big play capable. He does not need huge volume to put together good games. Now, he's not going to go out there and be that type of guy who's going to get 20 touches, but he doesn't need it to be a decent low-end running back 2. Got him at 24. 25, Alexander Mattison. I mentioned this one when we talked about Dalvin Cook. I expect to see more Mattison this week to rest Cook and to limit the injury concerns that they already have with him that he's dealing with. Alexander Mattison is a very capable running back, and at times, if you don't pay close attention when they're in the game, you can't tell the two apart. He's very similar as far as running style to Dalvin Cook. I expect a lot of Alexander Mattison this week. He's somebody who would actually throw in my flex play if needed be in larger leagues. Got him at 25. 26 to be Rashad Penny. They proved last week that both of these guys can produce in this offense. We know Seattle's going to run the ball a lot, and Rashad Penny has earned more touches on a weekly basis. Thankfully, they run the ball so much, there's enough there for Rashad Penny to at least go out there and get you 12 to 15 touches, and he's proven to be explosive. Right now, got him at number 26. 27, Benny Snell. The guy is super slow, but he's getting the volume for the Steelers in a great matchup going up against the Arizona Cardinals. He may not offer much in PPR leagues, but the volume is there, especially in standard leagues, and that touchdown upside if they can get near the goal line. Got him at 27. 28 is going to be Sony Michel. Now, we've seen some struggles with the passing offense of the Patriots. Maybe this is the week that Sony Michel can get something going. I'm not overly high on him. However, I do have him as a running back 3 this week with that potential of leaning a little bit more on the running game. Sony Michel's at 28. 29 Kenyon Drake, Arizona Cardinals. He seems to be the leader in that backfield. David Johnson not getting very many touches. Chase Edmonds didn't touch the ball at all last week. Kenyon Drake, however, has been somewhat limited. It's not so much due to the share. It's just the offense has kind of stalled as of late. And Pittsburgh is a very capable defense of limited running backs. Got Kenyon Drake all the way down at 29. 30 right now is Raheem Mostert of the San Francisco 49ers. It's unclear whether Matt Breida plays for sure or not, but both Breida and Mostert are better starts at this point than Tevin Coleman. He's just too inconsistent and too hard to trust. If Breida plays, more than likely Mostert falls out of this spot and we put Breida in there. But it really depends how limited Breida is and how much practice he gets in this week to see how healthy he is. But one of those guys deserves to be in the top 30 right now. It's Raheem Mostert right there at number 30. All right, those are my top 30 running backs here for Week 14 fantasy football. Hopefully it's able to help you set your lineups for this weekend. We know there's a lot of crazy matchups, some difficult matchups at inopportune times, and we're just trying to advance into the fantasy playoffs or further into the playoffs. So hopefully this was able to help out. If it was, make sure you hit the like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. If you see anything any differently than I do, put it down below in the comment section. I'm not up here saying that I know more than anybody else does. Maybe you see something I don't. All I ask is if you say, hey, where is this player at? Tell me who you would remove from the list and give me a reason why. Maybe there's something that I didn't see that you do. That's what we're trying to do, is help everybody that we possibly can go out there and win some fantasy championships. So we greatly appreciate the support. We look forward to hearing from you, and we'll talk to you later.